everybody? Welcome to another great video game ideas not used video, GVGIU for short, as always. I'm Andre, and it is a pleasure to share my thoughts with you. I didn't get that one out on one breath this time. Oh well. Looks like Nintendo is doing something I was going to do a video about and say they should do. If people have caught the announcement of the Nintendo figurine platform, I was like, man, I was literally going to talk about them doing this, and they went and did it before I could talk about it. Kind of ruins the fact that I had the idea. They might have had it first. Oh well. Basically, in short, they're going to be using the NFC, the near field connection, to use figurines in a similar format to how Skylanders and Disney Infinity work. You can buy a figurine, you place it on, well, in this case, you place it on the gamepad or the 3DS, because they both utilize an NFC. And it would bring the character into the game. Only this time it is Nintendo themed. I just finished watching Zell XV's video, the information logs. He's doing that. He started like a specific series on that. And he brought up a point that I was also going to bring up when I was talking about the idea of being able to use one particular figurine for multiple games. I mean, they would have to fit into the type of games that use the NFC connection, no doubt. But it would suck to have to buy a different figurine for every game. If you can't use them across games, then it's kind of not going to really work out as well as Nintendo would want it to. For example, just an example, is not something that has to be done. But say they make this open world, multi-character Legend of Zelda game outside of Hyrule Warriors and outside of the next Zelda game that they are making. Just something that's kind of based on that world. And you have, let's say, a Pikachu figurine, and you put it on your gamepad, and it draws and it'll draw Pikachu in the world, but then he'd be in like a Link outfit, sort of similar to what Sega did with Sonic Lost World and the Legend of Zelda DLC level. It would be fun to be able to do that. Or you could take a Mario figurine and put him in the same world, and he would be in, I mean, maybe not change his outfit too much, but maybe like some green overalls with the Link hat and a light green shirt. Or maybe he'd be in a red version of Link's tunic with his stuff on. I'm just throwing out random thoughts. But if they do this and they do it that way, it will be so much more fun. And to be able to utilize the figurines for both the Wii U and the 3DS would be an intelligent decision to make. Sort of like how Skylanders games, the figures work across platforms. No matter what platform you buy yours on, you can always take it to somebody else's house and keep your exact same stats and everything and play it on their game. As long as it is the same version of the game, it doesn't matter what platform it is. I don't know if you can do that with Disney Infinity, though. I think you should be able to. It would only make sense. But this is a perfect opportunity for Nintendo to do something expected and unexpected. The expected thing was, like I said, I had the thought to do a video like 2 weeks ago. And it had been on my mind. It had been in the back of my mind. I only wish I would have done it and just got it out the way, because then that would have just made me look so much better. But I missed the opportunity because I had other things going on, and I let my mind get preoccupied with those things. Oh well. But it's good to see that they're actually going to make a move that isn't usual of them. And they're actually talking about the stuff that they're going to be bringing to E3. They're not really talking about it, but they made reference to the stuff that they're bringing to E3 that will actually utilize the gamepad. Which makes me hopeful that they'll start announcing some of those titles that are in Japan that use two gamepads to come over here. and actually do interrupted. I was saying I would hope that Nintendo for E3 they will announce some of the games that are across seas in Japan that utilize two gamepads and actually bring them out over here and do a system update that will, you know, allow for the connectivity of two separate gamepads. Because if they do that, then I'm going to and obviously they will be releasing gamepads in stores at that point. They would have to, and they would have to give it a price. Hopefully, it's no more than like $100, because I think any more than that would kind of be a little bit unreasonable. Then again, they might make it cheaper than that because at this point now they're actually making profit on the Wii U consoles, which is good news for them, even after having suffered such a big loss coming. But I'm pretty sure that they'll make it through it. I mean, they had such a big loss and then went and spent $100 million on an acquisition, which we still don't know really anything about, but it'll come in due time. Um, but man, there's so much going on around them right now. I'm just kind of curious what they have in store. It's kind of making me want to get amped up for E3, but I don't want to get myself too excited now because I don't want to be disappointed and overshooting what they might be doing with my expectations. So I'm going to try to keep myself chilled out and not overthink everything that they're doing. But I have a tendency to do that anyway. I can't help it. Um, this also makes me wonder what Sony and Microsoft might have planned, because they're hearing this from Nintendo. They have to have something to combat that. And also, people who say that Nintendo is stupid for, putting stuff out to Best Buy, guess what Sony is doing now? And this might possibly mean that they're going to be doing game displays for E3 in Best Buy right alongside Nintendo. And if they do, I don't want to hear anybody talk shit about it. Because either way, it's a good idea. I don't care who the hell did it. It's a good idea. No matter what. I mean, even if Sony is coming in the year after Nintendo started it, it's still a good idea. So all those people that are now going to jump on the bandwagon, well, I'm going to go to Best Buy and play Sony games. You better go ahead and play some Nintendo games too, because Nintendo thought it up first. I know I'll go ahead and play both. I don't really give a damn, especially with Smash Brothers being at Best Buy. Yeah, I'm definitely going to play it there. But I got sidetracked. Uh, I'm just looking forward to E3 because I really want to see everything that's coming. And I want E3 to get me excited for the rest of the year. Last year's E3 didn't really make me excited for the rest of the year. I mean, there were a few things I really was interested in, but nothing really made me feel like, okay, I have to have all this stuff to get it now. In my mind, it looked like, well, I can wait. That's basically how I felt. It's like, I can wait. And I pretty much did, and still am. I do want to get a PS4 and an Xbox One, but I have to have, for me, a reason to buy them. I have to have a reason to buy them. And that reason has not come yet. I mean, Microsoft hasn't shown me really much of anything with the Kinect that makes me want to get the Xbox One, so that way I don't have a useless peripheral sitting around. I mean, I could go into detail, which I'm planning a video for that. I gotta get my thoughts together. Like I said this a while back, that I was gonna do a video for the potential of the PS4 and one for the potential of the Xbox One. I'll do the Xbox One video first because it's easier to do because all of Microsoft stuff is pretty much self-explanatory. It sits where you can actually say, okay, this is what I'll do with this, and this is what I'll do. So I can actually break that console down a lot quicker and easier than I can the PS4, even though it won't take me much longer to do PS4. I went off on a tangent there, I guess. Not really a tangent, but I got deeply sidetracked. I'll just put it this way. I'm looking forward to what Nintendo has coming. And I'm hoping that Sony and Microsoft make me feel the same way about their stuff, that I get excited and be like, this is something I have to have. This is something I want to have. But for now, I think I'm really, yeah, I'm pretty much done, I guess. So remember Saturday, May 10th, we'll be doing the part 2 to the Legend of Zelda MMO discussion. So if anybody is interested in being on the sorry people, got tongue tied. If anybody's interested in watching, listening in, go ahead. I'm all for it, and leave any comments that you want to make. I'm definitely up for hearing what people have to say about the ideas in the discussion. And I will also say that the following Gamer Idea Foundry discussion after that, the one that will be taking place May 24th, it will be interesting. It'll be very interesting, and trust me, people will like it. And it is an idea that can work across all 3 of the Gen 8 platforms. So again, it will be very interesting for people to go ahead and listen in and hear what I have to say on that. But other than that, I think I'm pretty much done. So thank you for listening, watching, whichever you did. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff. And until the next time, please enjoy your games.